Hello everyone, my name is Faisal Khalil, and as a backend developer, some of the time you're surprised there are a lot of different technologies in front-end world. So quite some time ago, there was a clear line between front-end developer and backend developer. Backend developer was confined to doing only backend job, but front-end developer used to do stuff like differently. But nowadays, over the time, these technologies are getting complex. There is a strong need of interdisciplinary and know-how is going intermingle in the way that front-end developer must know the task of backend, and backend developer should have a little bit knowledge of front-end development. Most of the time, for example, with this cutting-edge AI and a lot of easy-to-use tools like Hugging Face and a lot of models, sometimes you want to render or display your app or share your app to the world, and you don't know front end stuff, and that makes your life a little bit harder, and you need like front end developer. But believe me, it is very easy. It's very easy to understand. In today's tutorial, in the end of this tutorial, I'm gonna give you a very handy tip or a technique where you combine the power of state-of-art front-end technologies with these currently developed state-of-art ways of rendering APIs using Python, especially. It could be used with any other language, but Python especially, because a lot of machine learning AI stuff is going or easy in the Python, and that's why. So let's get started. What I'm gonna cover here, I'm gonna give you a simple example of one app, and over the time, when it's getting complex, there is need emerge for these tools. So there is a logic behind development of these tools and framework, which means that big companies like Google and big shots really develop them to use for their own use, and later on they made them public. So let's get started. So for example, when you talk about HTML, like hypertext, I don't know what is mean of HTML, like hypertext markup language or something like that. We studied like in 2004 basic course. The thing is that HTML, what it does, it actually is doing two things. For example, here you can say that I have a heading, and if I display this HTML code, it's gonna just display a simple heading with a list of the task, and I can make it beautiful with help of CSS code. So this style here and here, this style means the CSS code. So you can always stylize your code with this thingy, and whatever class you have name given in the class actually, and to that class you can always, for example, this button you have given the ID this, and I can change the body heading 1, heading 2 style. I can make it center, I can do whatever I want, I can increase padding. This is what you can achieve in the HTML, and this HTML is going to just render you a static page. Static page means always that you cannot, or you are not influenced over it, and you cannot change it somehow. So this is just www, and here heading 1 is going to appear in the center with some color, and heading 2, and that's all. That's what like HTML does. So primarily. Then over the passage of time, Web 3.0 comes, and then there is a lot of need of giving the application on the web, where you need the input from your user as well. For example, you don't want to just only give the information to user, but you want to collect some data from the user, which means interactive or two-way communication. And when that need emerges over the time, certainly people need this thing. And doing this with only the CS thing, for example, you only want to appear this button if user click first on this button. Based on the click of button or the information added in this box, you want to only show something here, and it should only appear after this button is clicked. So these kind of functionalities are not possible are very, very hard in the HTML. Then comes JavaScript into the picture. JavaScript has a lot of other functionalities. You can write functions similar to the Python. This is very powerful language. And to be honest, all the subsequent technologies and methods and frameworks are built on the top of JavaScript, which means that JavaScript is really, mother of these languages, or at the foundation block is the JavaScript. Now you can include JavaScript already into the HTML, or you can give the reference to the file where your JavaScript code is written to be executed on top of HTML. And these two recipes always work together to make the website more attractive and interactive. Interactive means that you can add to-do list. There is a drop-down menu appears when many options are there. Coding is a little bit easier. You can also handle a lot of data. By a lot of data, I means that you can always get data from XYZ sources, fetch it, and you can do whatever you want with data. You can calculate it, you can do mathematics, you can import some libraries in the similar into like Python or any other libraries, which means you can do a lot of stuff like with data, and data is coming from other source, for example on any server or whatever. And even you can also do a lot of mathematical and other functionalities inside the JavaScript, which make it a very enriched language, which means that there are a lot of third-party libraries and tools built in the JavaScript, which are very handy and well-renowned. You can use them and you can create and add a lot of functionality enrichment and beautification in your JavaScript. Great. JavaScript, yeah, that was the game changer. Around 2016, I guess, the Google people come up with this React stuff. Well, why there was need of React? Because over the passage of time, you need to collect a lot of data from customer. Data goes from customer to the server, from server to the user. A lot of interactivity, a lot of data storage methods, data verification and validation needed, and a lot of other stuff which was not easy. And plus sometimes like games, people start offering games on the web. You just open www.game.com and games start running. For that you need to manage the state of the game. For example, if a user saves some state and if user come back and log in, there should be a similar state he should visit. Not everything reloaded and he has to do everything again. No. There are many applications that need to track some state and some caching function to make the website faster and data flow more efficient. So, and the overall document model is very important, like document object model, which object is where. So first object first need to this object need to run, and second and third there are some sequences and order need to be in place, and a lot of complexities implied. And you want to make many subcomponent very intuitive. So this is, for example, to-do list, this is the calendar, this is to do this already done. This is the reminder, this is the data sync from your calendar. So for example, these are the submodule. If we take example of any to-do list, these could be needed, right? Which makes it a little bit more tougher. For example, you want to include a lot of alarm situations and sleeping habit of the user, and based on sleeping habit you want to remind him multiple times if he tends to forget some trivial task with respect to the order of priority or something like that. Then these things like state management, direction, flow of the data, and these things are needed. Well, then came into the picture this React. Great. JavaScript and then React in 2016. React Native was the sub-development of React, made for only mobile app. So over the passage of time, after 2004 and up to 2016, there was a lot of need of this thing, because Android was separate development by Google, and iOS was doing separately, and web was doing separately, and they come up with this one stop shop for everything, which means that if you write code in the React, it could be executable on all other languages like Apple, Android, and web app. You don't need to make 3 applications for 3 simple systems, but you can only run one code and just React Native manages everything. So then actually after the passage of time, there are some application, for example, booking.com, skyscanners, and Trivago, and some other application start giving you a lot of functionality. For example, booking.com searches like whole different search database, doing a lot of stuff under the hood to make you comparison of good hotels in all over the world. And this is just simple one example. There are a lot of application which start giving you a lot of functionalities and in-depth storage requirement, and which goes to the enterprise level. So for those kind of stuff, this enterprise level stuff come into the picture, called Angular. Angular is built on top of JavaScript, but it is not a simple app for simple single sign-in page. But for example, a lot of security, user need to first create a user account. It should have to be verified by 2-factor authentications, and then a lot of stuff like security perspective, and plus some AI features in it. And for example, Indeed.com, this is simply the job search portal, but they offer worldwide, which means that, for example, language requirement, local context requirement, local search engine, regulatory requirement makes them kind of one app for each country. For Netherlands, Germany, Europe, for every country there is one single small submodule. This is enterprise level now, and they really need to make it want to make it happen on one central place, but with possibility of manages modular wise, where each module could independently serve in each country. So this is the beautiful example using Angular. This is the same recipe what React is using, but on top it's give you possibility of manage enterprise level stuff. Well, this story was going well, but over the passage of time, the competition between search engine getting higher and higher, and Google ad-based revenue system, where you provide a free content but you get money with the ads, and more competition from the every walk of life. People start uploading and writing blogs, make it more difficult for the apps to be searched on the first page, which is bare and dire top-notch need, or like the how to say it in English, like it is the most needed stuff from the enterprise, that your search engine optimization in that way that if somebody searches that, you come on the at least on the first page of the Google. So it is still now completely changing with the help of AI-based like Copilot based Microsoft Edge and stuff like that. It is now not indexing. I will cover it in different tutorial, what is difference between the indexing and AI based engine. This is completely different stuff. But still, like with Google indexing, then people who make web apps and their business is solely depends on the web app stuff, it is very important for them to make it search engine optimized. Plus there was a second problem. The second problem was that whenever actually you call some website www.booking.com, then what happened is that booking.com is main app is hosted somewhere on the computer, and with this computer actually, and this is a server hosting it, and it sent the request from the browser like Microsoft Edge or Chrome. It sends you www.request to the server. Server get ready all the code, like maybe like 200,000 line of the code sent back to the www browser. This is simple Chrome. And on Chrome, actually what it does that Chrome load it on the browser side on the laptop of the user. Depends on the speed of and RAM of the laptop and resources on the laptop, and then it start executing the whole code one by one, and in the end, after everything is ready, it shows you something like page of the booking.com, and you can select the date from the date menu. From this date to this date you need hotel. So this is the classical way of doing stuff. Then people thought, like, again Google come up, they start using this Next.js, Vercel, sorry. Vercel is a very good app deployment engine. They come up with this language actually, and what they are doing is they are making it super fast, super duper fast, with one concept. This concept is very fascinating, that they're doing server-side execution on the server side. For example, I am the owner of the app, like booking.com. I have big computer, supercomputer with a lot of power, and when request comes from the user, what happens is that here everything is executed, all the code run here, all the logic run here, and everything is compiled in small box or container in plain HTML, just like it is a static website in the 1990s decade, in similar fashion, and it's only displayed to you. But it has capability again to interact. If users trying to change the date here and click on this some other date, it again send you response in light fastening way and give you back the response in the static way. What does it make? It makes your application a lot more safer, plus lot more faster, because you have put some dedicated resources with very high computing power on your end, so that user don't have to worry about it, and you're just returning on based on the internet speed. Nowadays internet speed is very reasonable and faster, and the user is getting a seamless, very good and efficient experience with this Next.js stuff. It is again developed on very similar recipe what React is doing, and React is built on definitely simple JavaScript, but this framework now is game changing. And second thing it's giving you search engine optimization, because a long XYZ decrypted or encrypted hashing request and queries and mingled up code which doesn't make any sense, browser has hard time to read it. Now it's returning a very beautiful code with human readable text, which make browser easy to render and make it SEO optimized. That's what is happening here with the Next.js. So I don't know what's gonna come next, but these are the technologies people are using right now in the world of front end. If you like this tutorial, please give a hit like button, and keep subscribing for a lot of more similar tutorial. Thank you very much. And in the end, maybe I could give you a small table where you can pause the video and get the overview of what's happening. And if you want to know in tabular format what React feature wise in these three modules right now, because HTML and CSS is very basic, I don't want to cover it. But if you want to compare it like with respect to history, with respect to core focus, additional feature, learning curve, flexibility, and ecosystem and use case wise, you can just pause the video and have a look on this. It's very fascinating, a feature wise comparison. Thank you very much. Bye.